Beautiful sunny day in Southern California. Ideal conditions for us to tee it high and let it fly. You'll see plenty of that over the course of the next hour. We bring you here to the first tee box at Seacliff Country Club in Huntington Beach. As you can see, it is a beautiful day here in Southern California. Perfect for the 2017 Wells Fargo Advisor Endless Summer Invitational, powered by Infinity of Montclair. Alongside Jeff Farley, my name is Mark Rogandino. And so now we have 8 final competitors coming out in just a few minutes, set to tee it up here at Seacliff Country Club. We can expect a lot of fun here this afternoon.
You know, Mark, it is a great day out here. The wind's starting to pick up. The conditions are becoming ideal for long drive. These guys do not try for accuracy. They're swinging with everything they have, and the wind is making it perfect for that.
Now, the big drives is what gets all the oohs and ahs, but really what raises some eyebrows is the money raised for cancer awareness. It all began last night with your charity event.
That's the best part about it. Pediatric brain cancer was what we're raising money for, and we raised well over $130,000 with some very generous people. And that's why these pros are out here. They're out here to compete, but they're out here to do something great for a community that has a big need.
And so it picked up earlier today with the Pro-Am qualifying round, which happened earlier this morning. That helps us pare the field down to 8 golfers. We'll call them the final 8, and we're looking forward to seeing them tee it up right here on the first tee. Well, here we go, Jeff, as we see some of the big boys, the long hitters, warming up their swings down on the number 1 tee box ahead of quarterfinal number 1. Well, let's walk the viewers through the qualifying process, which took place earlier this morning, and it was anything but a typical qualifying round here at Seacliff Country Club.
That's right, Mark. It wasn't. Qualifying started early this morning when a field of 25 pros participated in a very, very difficult Pro-Am event.
You say Pro-Am, but let me jump in here. We had a really strong field of pro golfers here today.
That's a good point. These were long drivers and pros. So 8 of the top 20 players in the world, including world's number 1, 3, 5, and 6. So this field is stacked without doubt.
Clearly a strong field, but how does that translate into 8 guys getting their names into the quarterfinal for the afternoon session?
That's where this event is a little tricky. During the Pro-Am, the pros hit 3 drives on each of the par 5s. Those drives accumulated qualifying points for this afternoon's final. The top 8 scores from this morning's Pro-Am will face off right now on hole 1.
So we've gone from 25 now, as you look at the results, down to 8 after this morning's qualifying round. And you have any surprises here, and maybe a couple of names that you didn't think would be here, and they are?
You know, it never surprises me to see a name on this finals list. Every guy out here on this long drive tour can hit it long. Hogue, James, Scruggs, all are in the top 10. I'm a little surprised to see Ryan Riesbeck not on that list. He's number 3 in the world, and he's been more consistent every year after year.
All right, now that we've taken it down to 8 golfers, you should know, viewers, the final rounds will be a little more traditional in the sense that it will be match play, starting with 4 quarterfinal matches, followed by 2 semifinal matches, and then on to the final championship match where someone will crown themselves as the winner this afternoon. The players will have 90 seconds to hit 3 balls, then they'll switch positions on the tee box, and another 90 seconds to hit 3 more shots. The single longest drive will win, and that player will move on into the next round. Before we get into it, a couple of sleeper picks, maybe a prediction, final comments. What do you have, Jeff?
Well, there's one unique characteristic to this event, and that's the size of the grid, Mark. Most long drive grids out the World Championship are 70 yards, for example. We're at 40 yards wide today, so this is much more narrow. These guys will need to step up and display accuracy and distance. I will say I have a sleeper, and that's going to be Justin James because he hits it long and straight. But we do have the past champion, Aaron Mansfield, here, and he's a sleeper for sure.
Well, speaking of Aaron Mansfield, the table is set for quarterfinal number 1. We go down on to the tee box. Aaron Mansfield and Will Hogue set to battle. So Aaron Mansfield will bat leadoff here in the quarterfinals. Our first golfer in our 4 quarterfinal matchups. What does he have for us on his first swing? We're about to find out. The man-eater. Can he eat up some yardage here today?
That swing looked pretty good. He's just getting loosened up. I think he's just trying to find the grid to kind of put some pressure on him.
That one looked like it swayed just a little bit. Here's big Will Hogue. Not really pleased with that swing. Didn't have some balance, did he?
Yeah, that's Will's challenge. He needs to stay within himself, and he doesn't need to swing as hard as he can.
All right, so both guys still looking to hit the grid with their first ball, second swing of the day for Mansfield.
Yeah, that setup looks real good there.
Now, as we look at the grid, Jeff, it is a slight dogleg up the hill around to the right. Most guys going to draw it or fade it in there today.
You know, the guy who hits a power fade is going to be a little bit more at an advantage for this type of grid. And it is uphill too, like you mentioned. So they got to get some roll out of this Kikuyu grass, which doesn't really roll out.
Do have a little bit of a tailwind, which should help some of these guys out. Here's the third ball before they switch sides on the tee box for Mansfield.
Yeah, he likes that one, but that's definitely headed left. It's going to miss by just a little bit.
So neither golfer has hit the grid just yet. But oh, Will Hoge just got all that one. Is that a salute or a wave?
You know, I know Will, and he's not being cocky. He's just very happy to say goodbye to that ball.
We'll get the official yardage in a moment, but that looks just past the 410 marker up the hill. First big bomb of the day for Will Hoge. How does Mansfield respond now that he's switched onto the other side of the tee box?
Most people would be in a cast if they swung the way Will just hit. All right, Aaron looks good on his setup. He's aimed a little left, though, so he's probably trying to hit that cut.
You see that bunker way out on the left side of the fairway there. Guys trying to cut it off of that right edge of the bunker. Doesn't look like he's pleased with that one. Now maybe can Will Hoge add to his already 417 from that last ball?
That's a broken window for sure. That's a duck hook, and the neighbors are not going to be happy. We see a little ooh and ah from the crowd.
I'll tell you what, Jeff, one of the things I love is you can see from the body language immediately these guys know if they got it square in the club face or not.
So now it looks like Aaron's aiming a little right. It looks like he's trying to draw it over that tree, so he's having trouble with the fade.
You really got to get not only some distance, but some height if you are going to draw it over that big tree on the right side of the fairway. Hoge with his fifth now. I'm not sure that's going to find the grid on that shot, but he already is out in front with that 417 from ball number 3. All the pressure on Mansfield here. What does he have in this crucial moment?
One last swing here. He looked like he made a better golf swing on that one, Mark. So he's watching it, which is a good sign, and you can see hardly any roll.
And indeed, he does hit the grid. That rolls right past the 350 marker. We'll get the official yardage in a moment, but this one merely for prosperity here for Will Hoge. His 417 is going to hold up. Let's send Jeff down to the tee box so we can hear from both the competitors.
Big round of applause for these two guys. Again, let's stay up here, guys. We're waiting for those numbers to come back. I think we got our numbers. Will, if you can stay up here. Guys, you just absolutely crushed it. Aaron, good job, but you just got out-edged by just a little bit. How did that feel?
It never feels that great, but I had a couple solid shots. The grid's definitely something to try to work with, so just trying to put a good ball on Will is always hard. As he sits at number 1, trying to take him down is difficult, but is always pleasure to, hit with Will, and, whether you win or lose, it's always fun to play with everybody here.
Well, past champion, we appreciate you being here, Aaron. Will, did I just see 417 yards?
Yeah, I smoked that one pretty good.
He smoked it pretty good. Up next, what do you want to do on your next? What do you want to do in your next round?
I'd like to keep doing that. If I could hit a couple more of those, I'd feel pretty good. Anytime you can get past Aaron Mansfield, that guy's scary good, so it's a good feeling to move through for sure.
All right, well, good luck in the semis. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Sign of respect there from Will Hoge as he tips the cap to a former champion in Aaron Mansfield. All right, we come back. Well, there you see the final numbers. 417. That's certainly setting the standard high by Will Hoge. But what will quarterfinal number 2 have in store for us? It's Landon Gentry and Rob Tietmeyer. We'll have that one coming for you next. Look at Will Hoge. He can bomb it, folks. Back with more of the Endless Summer Invitational in a moment.